Hello, and welcome to another episode of Pete's Corner. This week I'm really excited because we're hunting down Stillwater celebrities, or Stillebrities if you will. From pageant queens to basketball players to musicians, we've got it all. And I get to go on a little adventure myself, do a little stargazing I guess you would say. So let's get started. It's about that time to start rolling out the orange carpet. Jeremy is on location with our first local celebrity. Where are you at, Jeremy?
Well, I'm standing outside of Stillwater's own Jumpin' Little Juke joint. I just spoke with Stan Clark, Eskimo Joe's gregarious and perpetually happy owner. He told me the simple beginnings of this world-famous restaurant.
The main thing I've heard about Eskimo Joe's is their world-famous cheese fries. You save me a seat and I'll meet you there.
Okay, I'm gonna go put our name in and I'll see you here. Stillwater, Oklahoma is a town known all over the world. It has a sister city in Kamioka, Japan. The Cowboys play in front of national and sometimes international audiences every year. And OSU graduates lead Fortune 500 companies all over the world. But it is very likely that one person, more than any other, is solely responsible for putting Stillwater on the map.
The original idea to open Eskimo Joe's was the brainchild, really, of Steve File, my original partner. And I'm laying on the couch over at his house one Sunday afternoon. It's 2 weeks after we graduated from Oklahoma State, May of 1975. File walks in and goes, "Hey Clark, I'm gonna open a bar." I go, "Well, hey Steve, that's a neat idea. I know where there's this great little two-story building for rent right down the street from the Gray Fox. I'll go in partners with you." So right then we drove down to what's now Eskimo Joe's, and literally within 10 or 15 minutes later, we shook hands and agreed to lease the building.
Clark and File opened up Eskimo Joe's, a bar just east of campus, on July 21st, 1975. Clark can still remember one of their original slogans from way back then.
You know, summer school's about to let out, so we decided we've got to get open so these kids will know, at least they'll know we're here when school starts again. So that's why we decided to go ahead and do it. Probably weren't quite ready, but what I do remember is our special was 10-cent draws all night long from 6 to midnight. So 10-cent beer was kind of a big deal back in the day. In fact, one of our early slogans was 10-cent brew, $1 will do.
Things were going great. Beverages were flowing and the bar was busy. But one day had the potential to shut down everything Clark had worked so hard to build.
Well, when they changed the drinking age in 1984 from 18 to 21, that's actually what forced me into food service. And what I was really pleased to learn in 1984 was that more people actually eat every day than drink every day. So that was good to learn. And that's when Eskimo Joe's clothes just took off. Because as more people came and enjoyed our hospitality, then hey, they wanted a t-shirt too. So that was great.
A lot has changed since that unplanned day back in 1975. Clark has expanded his business to include more restaurants, a clothing line, and numerous charitable causes. But the one thing that has stayed the same is the contagious smile of Stan Clark and his world-famous Eskimo. For Pete's Corner, I'm Jeremy Sharon.
So Eskimo Joe's just celebrated their 40th anniversary this summer, and Stan Clark told me he has no plans on retiring.
Well, switching subjects a little bit to someone else who is very passionate about the city of Stillwater is Mayor Gina Noble. Noble was elected by 56% of the vote, and on the night she was elected, she said, "This is not about me, it's about the people of Stillwater." And now the work begins. It seems that she's been working diligently ever since the night she was elected. Take it away, Ryan, and you better show those cheese fries.
Superwoman. She has super strength, she can fly, she can do anything and everything. Oklahoma State University and Stillwater has a superwoman, Gina Noble. Okay, she can't fly, but she is the mayor of Stillwater. Noble just considers herself a regular citizen that is doing the job of the people of Stillwater.
I'm just an ordinary citizen who was elected to mayor.
Noble is also a clinical assistant professor here at Oklahoma State University in the School of Media and Strategic Communications. She graduated from OSU in 1985 with a degree in journalism. Noble started out as a city council member when she was elected in 2013.
And if I was elected, great. If not, I would go another avenue, but just to stay involved and to help Stillwater.
In the spring of 2015, she decided to run for mayor of Stillwater. While campaigning isn't her favorite, she discovered it had benefits.
But it did have a lot of benefits because I got to meet a lot of people whom I hadn't met before, so that's always good. And you get to hear what people think.
Now that Noble is mayor and a professor, she finds a way to manage her time effectively. By the way, she is also a mother to her son, Braxton Noble, who is an OSU freshman.
I just balance. I have this, which is city government, and this is work, and this is work, and this is both.
Some might consider Gina Noble to be a celebrity here at Oklahoma State, or just in Stillwater in general. However, she has a different opinion.
If I say my name or introduce myself, people will say, who?
While Noble disagrees with the idea that she is a celebrity, others in the community respect and look up to her.
I haven't been living in Stillwater very long, but I respect Gina Noble. She does a lot for our community.
From mom to professor to mayor, Stillwater has found a Noble leader. For Pete's Corner, this is Ryan Parker.
Do you recognize this face? People all over the nation do. He can be seen on your television or walking the streets of Stillwater. Ladies and gentlemen,
Corey Kent White.
woo!
If you want to run from these city lights, well,
OSU is home to lots of talented performers. Musicians that perform at coffee houses, philanthropy events, and even homecoming. Corey Kent White is an OSU senior that has taken being a celebrity to a whole new level. He was featured on The Voice and named a top 8 finalist, thanks to the support of his fellow students and friends. We're so lucky that Corey brings his talents back to Stillwater. So I've got my boots on and I'm ready to go listen. I'm gonna let Marcia tell you about another talented performer at OSU. The OSU featured twirler is a face that you see often, but do you know her story? This is gonna be great. Bye y'all.
You might recognize this face, this players, and know who the brightest band in all the land is. But swirling and twirling among the band members, there is always a Stillwater celebrity, Maddie Diener, Oklahoma's featured twirler. Maddie is a Kansas native who from a young age decided to try twirling. Her dad is a high school football coach, and after seeing the twirler every weekend on the field, she begged her parents to let her try it. Little did she know that she would end up being the star of a 300-member band. Maddie's dream was to twirl for a Division I university, so she auditioned for a few, but OSU was definitely her destiny.
I came here, I was a finalist among 5 other twirlers. I auditioned here and went through an extensive interview, and before I even left Stillwater, they called me and offered me the position, so it was very cool.
From that moment on, Maddie's presence on the school and the band has made an impact, and those who get to work with her know that she is one of a kind.
Because of her sort of very visible role within the marching band, it's also important that the person we select for that position be of high character because they represent the band. A lot of people recognize her around campus, and we absolutely have somebody we're very proud of in that position, both as a performer and as a person. So.
Okay, so you're gonna put it in your right hand, and go in front, and then dip behind, and then front, and eventually you can go faster. Just use your wrist.
So, what I've been trying to do and been failing at has taken her years to master, and her talents have gained her national recognition.
This last year at Nationals, I got to represent my university, and I came away placing in the top 10 in all of my events, and so that was really special. And then I even came home with a 3-baton national title, so it's very fun.
Maddie's cheerful personality and professionalism have made her one of the most recognized and appreciated faces of Oklahoma State University. And it doesn't matter if she's on the field or saying hi to her fans. She's definitely one of Stillwater's biggest celebrities. For Pete's Corner, I'm Marcia Guevara.
I consider myself a pretty big OSU fan, but I'm here with someone that would put my Cowboy spirit to shame. OSU's #1 fan, Matt Fletcher, otherwise known as Matt on the Mid-First mic. Matt has had Cowboy spirit since he's been in college, from painting himself orange to now helping put commentary to the football games. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came to be?
Yeah, well, so like you said, when I was in school, I was a quote-unquote super fan. kind of happened by accident. The people that I got to know while I was in school made me go sit down in the front row with them. We camped out for the games and stuff, and we painted up our bodies for a Bedlam football game. And as we were walking in, they were handing out pom-poms for everybody to have. And so we took a bunch of the pom-poms and stuffed them in our shorts, and boom, I had a skirt.
Clever.
Right, yeah, something like
Whatever
that.
works.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. But when I was graduating, President Hargis had this idea for a new position he wanted on campus. So he said, hey, Matt, I think you'd be great for this. Why don't you do it? So who knew that cross-dressing superfan was going to get a job right out of school for something like that? But anyway, so that ended up starting my career here at OSU.
Well, that's awesome. Since you're a pro, will you help me introduce our next feature?
I would love to.
Okay, I'm Julia Benbrook.
And I'm Matt on the mid-first mic.
And we're going to send it to Raven with a feature on a brand that is so famous, it's a celebrity in and of itself. Let's go, Pokes!
Go, Pokes! Woo!
There are many celebrities that come out of Stillwater, but there's one face in particular that has become famous all over Oklahoma and is deeply rooted in Stillwater. Hideaway Pizza opened near the campus of Oklahoma State University in 1957. Many people aren't familiar with the owners' faces themselves, but they are very familiar with the Hideaway Pizza Man logo.
It kind of came from a cartoon years and years ago, and they kind of transformed it a little bit, put it on a shirt, and people thought it was funny, and it's just kind of gone from there. It's made, transformation definitely over the last 50 years.
Since opening in 1957, Stillwater has expanded to have 15 locations across Oklahoma. And although each location is a tad bit different, they all uphold the same philosophy, which is to have a great working place, a great pizza, and a great environment.
As business grows and grows, there's always work to do in the kitchen. From making specialty salads, to making pizzas and rotating them in the oven, to preparing boxes for pizza, to answering calls and orders, and gathering and sacking to-go orders. Singleton has been with the company for almost 25 years and says not only is Hideaway rooted in Stillwater, but the owners had a vision for more than just their pizzeria.
Well, the owner of the restaurant, Richard Dermer, his idea was if he made his employees happy, he would keep the customers happy, and he provides a great work environment. And it's not like the normal turnover you have in most restaurants. It's people stay here for a long time. We have a lot of people who have been here over 10 years.
Singleton wasn't kidding when he said Hideaway employees usually stay for years. Brad Crable has been with the company for 6 years on and off, and there's something that keeps him coming back.
The intense camaraderie and the family atmosphere that the Hideaway brings is, you can't find it anywhere else. The money's not bad either.
What is the first thing you think of when I say Hideaway Pizza?
The guy with the curly hair.
Did you know that this Hideaway in Stillwater was the first?
It was the first one ever?
Yes.
Okay, I did not know that.
For Pete's Corner,
really cool.
I'm Raven Walker.
Who knew that 6 seconds could make someone so famous that people in Europe recognize him when he walks down the street, and little girls have cried before in his presence? Trey Kennedy is an OSU student who has over 2.5 million followers on Vine. He's been featured on The Ellen Show. I have to admit, these are pretty funny. Hey Grant, what are you doing here?
Hey Julia, come check out this video. You have to check out Levi Bernhardt. He's this YouTube star and he's so funny.
Let's check it out.
What's up guys, it's Levi. This week I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you sent me on Twitter using the hashtag AskLevi. So let's get started.
YouTuber. Years ago, that word meant nothing, but with the explosion of social media, there's now over 1 billion people using YouTube worldwide. With over 40,000 subscribers, Levi Bernhardt is a huge sensation across Stillwater.
After I graduated high school, I knew I was going to be moving abroad to Italy, and I thought that would be kind of a good starting point. So I just, during the summer before I left, I just kind of made a channel, made some channel artwork and stuff, and just started uploading it.
For Levi, his viewers are the reason he loves making videos and feels connected to them.
They appreciate what I make, and I appreciate them for that. So I feel like we kind of have like a little bond, as weird as that sounds, like people that I've never met, like thousands of people watching me. I feel like really connected to them, and I hope that I make them happy. Like once a week, a goofy kid uploads a video to a website, and I hope it makes them smile.
The YouTube community is actually a huge group of people supporting each other to success. Well, are you going to help me out?
A lot of people don't even know that there is a YouTube community, but there's tons of people like me who aren't just making viral cat videos. They have an audience that watch their content that they create consistently.
Over the past year, Levi has gotten invited to Playlist Tri-State, was a guest on Press Play, and got to do a stand-up on Awesomeness TV. His favorite, however, was VidCon because of his viewers.
Which is like a really big YouTube event, and I met tons of viewers there. That was really, really cool. I also got to meet a lot of my YouTube friends for the first time, like face to face, which is really awesome, like putting a body to who you talk to online every day.
With plenty of experience and a strong following to back him up, Levi gave me some of his biggest tips to get started.
Just keep creating stuff, because you won't get better unless you keep doing it, and you won't build an audience unless you are making something. So start and just keep it up, because you will get better, like you will gain an audience, and if you love it enough, you'll keep doing it.
For Pete's Corner, I'm Grant Yoder.
If you're a student at Oklahoma State University, you understand that they have a strong agricultural background. But if you aren't familiar with the blue and gold, you don't know the type of power that these jackets have. FFA stands for Future Farmers of America, and the FFA state officers work tirelessly to keep up with the busy schedule of being a full-time student, as well as serving as the face of this organization that's primarily made of high school students. I'm here at Career Tech in Stillwater, which is the headquarters for the FFA state officers, and we're going to learn a little bit from Brooks McKinney, FFA state officer, about the type of power and influence they have with that jacket.
So I ran for state office so I could impact other FFA members' lives and just give back to the organization that has taught me my values in life, my core goals, that taught me how to set goals and not only set them but also achieve them.
2015, 2016, Southeast District Vice President from the Spotlight!
I know that what I do reflects on who I am and what this organization stands for. So I know that so many FFA members are looking to me to see how I react to certain situations and how I go about doing things.
This next group knows that people are always watching. From the decisions that they make to the spirit that they share, they always have to be on.
Hard work, family, and faith is what Whitney Love says got her to where she's at today. The 22-year-old Oklahoma State cheerleader grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, where she was one of 6 kids. Coming from a family of gymnasts, she started gymnastics and dance at an early age, but she decided to try something new at the age of 9, cheerleading. The transition was easy for Love. Her competitiveness and drive is what helped her become successful in all-star cheer. Her strengths lie in almost everything, but she is most known for her tumbling, which only makes sense considering her mom, Debbie Love, is a famous tumbling coach. Love was the first female to ever land a standing double full, but never did she think that she would become as famous as she has.
It was a really hard process, and it was a journey because we had to really condition our body and in a specific way to reach that goal. And then people began to want to take pictures with her and things like that. And the cheerlebrity word was then coined.
Love is widely known as a cheerlebrity, a term that she's not a fan of, but accepts. A cheerlebrity is someone who is known for their skills and or the gym or school they cheer for. The young girls have hundreds of thousands of followers who keep up with their every move. Whether they post a photo of themselves cheering, hanging out with friends, or even just a picture of their meal, they can expect to get thousands and thousands of likes and comments. With over 500,000 followers, OSU cheerleader Carly Manning could be considered the queen of cheerlebrities. Manning has been featured in Teen Vogue, on ABC Nightline, and on multiple websites such as the Business Insider and The Wire. Manning's presence on the squad has drawn even more attention to a program that is known for being the best and recruiting the best. The OSU cheer program is composed of an all-girl, small co-ed, and large co-ed team. Large co-ed has won the past 4 national championships and hopes to win a 5th this year. They are known for their difficult stunts and powerful tumbling. Guys and girls all over the world want to be a part of the program, and at competitions and games, fans are quick to ask for a picture with one of the many cheerlebrities within the OSU program. While she might be in the spotlight, it hasn't gone to Love's head.
Being a role model, I think, is a better word for it, not necessarily a cheerlebrity, because if you associate a cheerleader with a celebrity, no one looks up to a celebrity for good things, really, and really it's just a role model.
It's easy to see how talented and loved she is. So why did she choose Oklahoma State and not other powerhouse programs like Kentucky or Louisville? She fell in love with OSU's cheer program, school, people, and the home atmosphere. And it was only right that her little sister would follow in her steps. Brittany Love is Whitney's younger sister. She joined the OSU large co-ed squad last year with her sister, putting them on the same team for the first time since 2010.
I'm definitely so thankful that I got to have these 2 years with her. It's really helped me in adjusting to college, having her here and being 13 hours away from home.
Not only is Brittany Whitney's sister, but she too is a cheerlebrity with over 26,000 followers on Instagram. Mama Love says that although her daughters are in the spotlight, she always reminds them that their gifts are God-given, which keeps them level-headed. As Whitney's time at OSU comes to an end, she is reminded just how lucky she has been to attend this university.
OSU has formed me into the woman that I'm supposed to be, whereas I came here as, a girl, and I was very inexperienced in life and dealing with people and any controversies and stuff, and I've just grown up a whole lot here, so it's taught me more about life than anything.
As Whitney mentioned, being a cheerlebrity is not about being famous. It's about being a role model, and being a role model takes a lot of hard work and effort. So I'm here at OSU's cheer practice to find out a little bit about what kind of effort that takes.
You ready to learn some stuff?
Let's try it.
All right.
Okay. Oh, wow. One hand.
All right. We're going to do a prep, so we're just going to each have one of your feet. We'll dip straight up to chest level, okay?
Okay.
Hold your weight in your arms.
Okay.
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Stand up. Good. Now we're going to push to extension.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Ready? 1, 2.
Oh, dear. Okay.
And back down. 1, 2. Yep. Grab our shoulders. Nice.
Good job. Woo! Thanks, guys.
That was great.
As you can see, it's a lot harder than they make it look. These 4-time national champions make it look so easy. From pom-poms to tiaras, here's Jacqueline with a story of what makes homecoming king and queen so special. Go Pokes!
You know them as the homecoming king and queen, the poised pair that walked across the football field as the crowd cheered them on. But there's a lot about Carly Geckler and Jason Wetzler that you would be surprised to know.
I'm a major science nerd, so I'm a microbiology major, and I'm in a molecular micro lab right now, and we're doing stuff with monkey kidney cells and bacteria and fungus.
Carly just applied to medical school this year. Her plan is to come back to Stillwater after med school and eventually be able to do pro bono work. Her love for Stillwater and medicine go hand in hand, and she hopes to make both a huge part of her future.
I think what I will miss about Stillwater next year is the people in our community here, not only the Stillwater community, but the OSU community.
And speaking of miss, Carly hasn't missed a single home football game since the year 2000. And what about Jason? Well, when he's not being the homecoming king, you can usually find him nerding out over Star Wars. But let's ask him.
Yep. Well, today I spent 5 hours at a coffee shop looking at pictures and blogs of Star Wars, trying to get ready for the new release, so that's pretty neat.
When Jason isn't reading about sci-fi films, you can probably find him hanging out with his fraternity brothers in Alpha Gamma Rho or preparing for a speech.
In a few weeks I'll go to New Orleans and give a speech. I like to speak. I have the chance to travel for a year and basically, speak about leadership and education to youth all over the country. So that's one of my passions.
Since both of Jason's parents are teachers, he plans to teach secondary agriculture education. Last year, he delivered a speech to 65,000 kids asking them to be teachers.
What they did know is that I, as well as every single person in this room, is capable of committing a small act of service every day.
Between the microbiologist in training and the national public speaker, these two Stillebrities have a bright future ahead of them. For Pete's Corner, I'm Jacqueline Smith.
People across campus know who Miss OSU is, but do you know how she's chosen? Each contestant in the pageant competes in talent, lifestyle and fitness in swimsuit, evening gown, on-stage question, and a private interview with the judges. We came up with a few interview questions of our own for the new Miss OSU.
I am Triana Brown. I am a 22-year-old senior majoring in Human Development and Family Sciences. with a focus in psychology and a minor in sociology, as well as a track runner here at Oklahoma State. I do have some funny stories from the pageants. This year, specifically in Miss OSU, my shoe was broken the entire time I was on stage, so I literally had to focus my weight on my little pinky toe. For myself, it was confidence. Whenever I was younger, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. I went to a school where I didn't look like everyone else. Once I joined the pageant system, it allowed me to be able to realize that I'm not different than anyone else. I love to sing, I love to act, and I've recently started enjoying modeling, and it allowed me to combine all of my passions into one.
Many people tune in to watch the Miss America pageant on TV every year. But little do they know that the next Miss America is found at local pageants just like this. In fact, Miss Oklahoma 2011 and first runner-up to Miss America, Betty Thompson, was crowned in this very auditorium. Miss America is based off of the 4 points of the crown: style, success, scholarship, and service. Speaking of service, our next feature knows exactly what it means to give back to the community of Stillwater.
There is another, quieter side to those we call Stillebrities in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Men and women who make this part of the world better for being in it and have given of themselves for generations to truly make Stillwater bright. Men like Charlie Fowler.
You know, I mean, Charlie took his role in the community seriously, and his father told him, there's no competition, you go to Stillwater. That's the place to be.
Charlie Fowler, former owner of Consumers IGA, has been taking his role in the Stillwater community seriously for decades.
I called my dad. I said, Dad, I've got 5 options to move. And he came back very quickly and said, Stillwater's your only choice.
Charlie and his family made Stillwater their home immediately. They purchased Humpty Dumpty Groceries, now known as Consumers, and began giving back to the community from the pantry out.
Charlie is he's a very community-minded guy. He's a big part of people's lives. It sounds kind of weird because he's the guy you buy groceries from, but you know, food is a pretty central part of people's lives. It's kind of an intimate thing. So when you think about it, he feeds people. That's what he does for a living. He feeds people.
It's often those behind the scenes, doing the little things, that make a community thrive.
Well, hunger, you know, I couldn't see people come in begging for, even asking for a birthday cake for their 2-year-old little daughter.
Charlie provided financial services. Elderly people who maybe didn't feel comfortable driving anymore, they got their prescriptions there, they bought their groceries there. It was within walking distance of their homes. He would even occasionally deliver groceries if someone couldn't get out of their house. Who does that anymore, right?
Home delivery, I did home delivery myself to shut-ins and sick folks.
Consumers was once the heart of this community, and Charlie was at the center of that heart. He put his customers and his community first. Even as the times changed, he has never let go of his core values.
This is where he raises children. This is where his children are raising their children. He wanted them to have a good life. He wanted them to have a good place to live. And I think he was really doing everything he could to make this corner of the world a little bit better, a little bit friendlier.
You know, as I've been working on this show with lots of local celebrities, I've started to understand that they're people just like us. So when you're around them, you want to play it cool, you know, stay calm, take deep breaths, avoid eye contact, do whatever you have to do to...
Hey, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
Oh my gosh! That was so Forte! Phil Forte! Hey Phil, you wanna like shoot some buckets or something? OSU guard Phil Forte is one of the best three-point shooters in OSU basketball history. So let's show us how it's done, Phil.
A lot of pressure.
So tell us a little bit about your teammates. Who would you say is like the goofiest on the team?
I'd say Anthony Allen. I mean, definitely the biggest guy on the team, but as you know, from Homecoming Hoops is definitely a goofy kid. And
Gotcha. Okay, my turn.
let's see what you got.
Who would you say is the best dancer?
I'd say Joe. He's the guy in the middle every game getting us hyped up. Whatever he kind of learns in the locker room, he'll have a different song of the week. He'll just kind of carry it over to the court.
Who is the most competitive?
I'd probably say Tyree. He's one of the littler guys on the team, but he just is always getting after it, always diving on the floor, and that definitely wears off on us as well.
Okay, so you were recently named one of the captains this year, and this is your 4th season here at OSU.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your favorite part about being a leader?
Yeah, I think trying to do what I can to make sure that I don't let my teammates down. They picked me for a reason, or the 2 other guys that are captain. But definitely excited, and I'm ready to get things rolling this year.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited for the season to start. From leadership on the court to leadership in student government, you're going to learn about Kyle Hilbert, SGA president. And let's see that 3-point shot you're so famous for.
Oh! Missed it!
When you think of Stillwater celebrities, you probably think of alumni who used to be in the school. But would you ever look among the crowd of students you walk with every day and consider them a celebrity? You shouldn't have to look further than the SGA offices inside the student union. Kyle Hilbert, the president of the Student Government Association, is constantly looking to improve the community of Oklahoma State University.
Some of our programs that deal with community service, a lot of students participate. Many of them probably don't even know that it's an SGA event. Like Big Event, Cowboy-thon, Into the Streets are all SGA entities.
Kyle Hilbert and SGA do a lot when it comes to voicing the needs of the students, like maybe some new bike racks? Overruled. Not happening.
However, Kyle is a student himself, obviously. Kyle is a senior studying agricultural economics and legal studies, and is originally from Depew, Oklahoma. Kyle still enjoys the beauty of Stillwater just as much as his hometown.
I absolutely love the community here. You have everything you could possibly want from a big city is available in Stillwater, 2 Walmarts. Where else can you get that, right? While also having the small town feel.
SGA partners with faculty, staff, and the Board of Regents to ensure that Oklahoma State University is in the process of constant improvement.
We want SGA to be known for those good things, those good events that we put on, like a Big Event, Into the Streets, and things like that. And so we're helping to clean up ourselves internally so that we can do a better job of functioning externally as well.
Kyle has been involved in College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources Ambassadors, Student Council, and Greek life. He has also been actively involved in the Oklahoma FFA Association and was even the director of the FFA Alumni Leadership Camp. Kyle was selected as a top 20 freshman for the 2012-2013 school year before running for president. All of the experience comes into play when helping the students have a voice. For Pete's Corner, I'm Egan Galvin.
So Pete is based off of a real guy. His name was Frank Eaton, and he himself was a lawman. He was a U.S. Marshal to start, and then eventually he moved from Kansas down here to Perkins, where he lived there, but he loved Stillwater, loved everything about Stillwater.
Who doesn't love Stillwater?
Right? So he would always come to the games, and we needed a new mascot at the time, because back then we were the Tigers, and the students saw him in a parade, loved everything about him, so they asked him to be the mascot. So he himself, for years, was the mascot, shooting his pistol and everything like that up until 1958 when he passed away.
So that's what you guys are based on now, is like what he really was as a person.
He really wore the guns, spun the pistols on the sideline, shot the pistol just as we do. So after he passed away, Pete is portrayed off of the real man himself, Frank Eaton.
Well, I'm here with what is probably OSU's biggest celebrity, the most photographed and talked to guy on campus.
Being Pete is an everyday thing. We do football and basketball games like everybody sees Pete, but behind the scenes we do countless birthday parties and weddings and any kind of business event, so it keeps us very, very busy. My dad was Pete in the 70s here, and we're actually only the second father-son to ever do that as Pete, so it's really special for us. And
I could talk about Pistol Pete for forever, but we don't want his head to get too big since it's already pretty heavy.
That's right.
How much does that actually weigh?
45 pounds.
And I heard that Preston, Pete, whoever you are, is going to be featured in the new Brad Paisley music video, or already has been.
I did. It was in the new Brad music video. And then now I'm leaving soon to go back to Nashville to go to the CMAs. So, coming at you soon.
Well, I'm going to learn a little bit more about that and see if I can try to get invited. But other than that, there's a lot of celebrities on campus. Some of them aren't even human. So here comes Bullet.
And here comes Bullet.
Meet Bullet, the American quarter horse you will see charging the football field at Boone Pickens Stadium after a touchdown from the Oklahoma State Cowboys. It wasn't until in 1988 their tradition of the horse named Bullet came about. And this Bullet has another life outside of the stadium.
Bullet lives right here in the west side of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and is taken care of by 2 former OSU Spirit Riders.
Ty and Jennifer Cunningham welcomed Bullet onto their ranch 11 years ago when they took over the Spirit Rider program. The couple spends about 10 hours a week year-round with the 18-year-old horse from Illinois to make sure he is happy and healthy.
He's fed twice a day. His stall is cleaned every day. We keep him inside during the day so that his coat stays the blackest, and then we turn him out at night. He has his own little turnout area so he gets to run and play.
Finding the perfect Bullet role is no easy task. The Cunninghams looked at about 6,000 horses before choosing the third Bullet you see today. There is more to the Bullet role than being big and stout and solid black.
Just being gentle and being really willing to do whatever we ask of them, because that is not typical what we're asking them to do down on a football field.
When it's game day, Bullet makes the trip from Stone Ridge Ranch to the Animal Science Arena a couple of hours before kickoff to meet up with his ground crew.
Then we go to the Alumni Center,
where Bullet's crew get him ready for his grand appearance during a meet and greet, and fans of all ages line up to take a photo with Bullet. After about 45 minutes,
and the Spirit Rider will warm him up for a little bit, and then we'll take off and head down towards the game and get ready for the band run.
The ground crew looks out for items that startle him, such as pom-poms and tubas. Waiting in the tunnel when the touchdown run is about to happen,
my heart kind of starts to beat fast, and then you can feel like I'm sitting on Bullet's back, and you can feel his heart just start to beat like crazy out of his chest.
And when there isn't much action on the field, his veterinarian that examines Bullet on game day says,
when the football players are at the far end of the field, he creeps up the alleyway so he can see the game, and then they come back to our end and he'll creep back down. So I think he truly is a football fan.
So, during the next home game, look at the southwest tunnel for crew in black cowboy hats that keep the cowboy spirit alive.
You knew their faces, but did you know their stories? We have had a great time being the paparazzi this week on another episode of Pete's Corner. Next week, tune in to learn about technology. For Pete's Corner, I'm Julia Bimbrook. Go Pokes, and we'll see you next time. I consider myself a pretty big OSU fan, but I'm here with someone that would put my cowboy spirit to fame. Go.
Julia, you gotta check out Levi Bernhardt. Julia, you gotta check out Levi Bernhardt. Julia, you gotta check out Levi Bernhardt. Julia, you gotta check out Julia, you gotta check out. I'm like so.
Oh wait, hang on. Let me move the camera a little bit this way.
Back on me, your body.